All right, boys, what's going on? It is Garrett, and I'm back with another video. We're about to go hit some shoulders and some triceps, so let's get it. When you hit chest, you automatically hit your front delts. When you hit back, you almost automatically hit your rear delts. Okay, back with another voiceover. What's going on, guys? So I sped up this to 200% the warm-up, because this is the warm-up I'm doing every day, and I've showed it in all of my videos now. I've done this same warm-up for probably 3 years now, and it's some form of pull-ups, push-ups, planks, and hanging leg raises. Today, I think I only did 2 sets, or not today, yesterday, because I'm doing a voiceover the day after. Yeah, so I'm going to take you guys through my shoulder and tricep workout after this warm-up. And then after I'm done with this voiceover, I'm going to go hit some back, most likely. Nothing too complicated, right? Push-ups, pull-ups. When you're doing the push-ups and pull-ups, play with your hand placement. Don't always have your hand placement in the same spots. Either do some wide push-ups, neutral push-ups, close-handed push-ups. And then you can also direct your elbows to where you want them to go if you want it to be like a more tricep-dominated push-up. Along with pull-ups, right? Like you could do a bicep-dominated pull-up. Mainly chin-ups. And I don't do a lot of those. Don't do a lot of chin-ups just because they end up hurting my elbows a little bit. So here we're doing some presses. So the day before I hit this workout, I did chest. So this was a pretty, I wouldn't say hard movement, but after hitting chest really hard the day before, shoulder presses are definitely more difficult just because you use your front delts and basically all of your chest movements. So, nothing too crazy here. I don't go all the way up. I like to keep the tension on the shoulders, and I feel like the last part of the rep is mainly triceps. So I don't go up and lock them out really ever when I'm doing dumbbells. I'll lock out when I'm doing barbell, but I haven't done barbell in a while. Probably been a few months since I've done barbell. But right here, focusing on the stretch, not as much of a squeeze, kind of just keeping the tension on the front delt. And then trying to be explosive from my shoulders, basically to the top of my head. I want the bottom of the dumbbells to reach the top of my head. And that's when I go back down, generally. Doing some pulls. It's easy for me to hit my rear delts when I'm doing these. So I'm squeezing the upper portion of my back and focusing the squeeze on my rear delt, and then getting a stretch right there as well. And you can play, so right here, you'll notice that the set is a little bit higher, and it's just a little bit of a different pulling motion, but still hitting my rear delt and side delt. And you can, play with the height of the machine. I could have raised this up 3 notches, 4 notches. I could have gone down 2 notches. It's just wherever you want it, right? These are probably one of my favorite shoulder workouts. Good for the front and side delts mainly. The one thing I see people messing up on is trying to pull too high with these. So I'm pulling basically right under my nipple line, maybe to my nipple line when I'm doing those. And then here we're doing some side raises. Not all the way up. which is okay, right? There's multiple different ways to do side raises and work your side delts. There's not one way to go about it. So just be consistent in whatever you're doing. I like these. When you're doing them, keep your chest high. Going to be supersetting a lot today and throughout this video. Rear delts here, obviously. You can also do those standing, right? I didn't do any for this workout, but I'll show those eventually. Back to cables and doing the same thing we warmed up on, right? Just probably a little bit heavier. Most likely the stack here, if I remember properly. And it's interesting getting a stretch in your shoulders, working with the cables there. Just because you kind of want your scapula retracted and then just focusing on stretching the outer part of your shoulders or your rear delts. Right here, you know, take probably a few minutes between these sets, but a lot of supersets. Try to pull with your elbows, I would say. And then look at the hand placement, a little bit inside shoulder width. And supersetting with some more rear delts. Or sorry, side delts. Chest up when you do these. Puff your chest out and then get a mind muscle connection with your side delt, right? That's all we're doing here. Superset with some rear delts. And I think these were the only 2 sets that I did for my rear delts. I like to do a variation of the same movement, standing. And I didn't want to do really too much strength training just because obviously yesterday I hit chest and my shoulders are already pretty fatigued from that. So I'm not going to go press as heavy as I can, right? Mainly just getting blood into the muscle and working it. Doing some supersets. Here, trying to focus on the rear delts. And the stretch here is a little bit different because you still want your scapula like kind of retracted when you do these. A little hard to explain, to be honest. And I think this is the last set of upright rows. And the reason I lean forward when I do these, it's probably hard to tell, but if you lean forward a little bit, you can reach further down, which just emphasizes the stretch when you're doing it. Here, a little bit of a different variation. My shoulders were already pretty fatigued at this time. A little bit of a swing and trying to overload the side delt is the goal. And obviously, I mean, you could do it with no swing and go, really light. It's just harder to overload the muscle that way, in my opinion. But I'm definitely not opposed to doing that. Like I said, there's a lot of different ways to do a lot of different movements, or a lot of different ways to do the same movement. So that was basically the shoulder workout. We're going to do a little bit more band work as we superset with triceps. So this is going to be the first heavy tricep movement. Just some basic skull crushers. I'm not sure if this is a 15 or 25 pound bar. I really have no idea. I just like the grips on it better than the straight bars or the easy curl bars. that they have at Lifetime. Easier on my wrists, so this is what I tend to use when I do skull crushers. And, multiple ways to do skull crushers. Touch your nose, touch your forehead, touch your hairline, go behind your head. Don't overcomplicate things. It's just a stretch and a squeeze, and then push yourself. All right? Have some intensity with your workouts. Have some intentionality behind them. And we do 2, maybe 3 sets with skull crushers. Yeah, it's one of my favorite movements for triceps. I'd say definitely one of the best strength training movements there are for triceps. Skull crushers and tricep pushdowns, which are my go-to movements. Even when I'm doing hypertrophy work and I'm not training for strength, I'll just go a little bit lighter on the skull crushers and the pushdowns. And then instead of doing anywhere between like 2 to 8 reps, I'll be doing between like 8 and 8 and 20, somewhere around there, generally speaking. I wanted to throw some presses in at the end of that set, but I really just felt the contraction in my chest, so I just pushed it off. I feel like it's easier to get a contraction in your triceps at the beginning of your workout, because once you get blood, filled in the triceps, I don't know, it's like almost harder to get a good contraction, I feel like. So this is what I was talking about, supersetting with shoulders. All we're doing is some band work, focusing on the side delts, just because I want to grow my side delts. Side delts are lacking a little bit, and I'd say my rear delts are lacking a little bit in proportion to the rest of my body. So that's what I want to focus on when I'm doing shoulders. Probably should have done more rear delt, but I'm about to go hit back after this voiceover, and I'll hit some rear delt when I'm doing that, because you automatically hit rear delts when you hit back, just like you automatically hit front delts when you hit chest. Just something to keep in mind. Not too much time in between my sets here, even though I'm doing strength training. Like, that superset was with my side delts and my shoulders, so I was giving my triceps a break during that time. I'm not out of breath from doing some band work, so just hopped straight back into it. And I think this is the last set. And when you're doing these, I would say dig your scapula like back into the bench so you have a stable way to press. Don't just have a flat back. Triceps, we're going to do some kickbacks. I'm sure I'll get probably critiqued doing these. I'm really only focusing on the finish here, specifically the contraction. And I'm bringing the dumbbell. I want to have my arm basically parallel with my body when I'm finishing, is the idea. Maybe a little bit lower, but as long as you're getting a good contraction at the end of it, I would say you're fine. And then the reason I'm dipping my shoulder down, I'll explain it on the next one. It's just to emphasize the stretch. Supersetting with some more side delts, Nothing complicated. Just be consistent over time and you'll get results. Be consistent with your training, be consistent with your nutrition, and be consistent with your recovery. And what I mean by recovery is mainly just sleep. Don't want to be lacking on your sleep because you grow the most in your sleep. I think that was the last band set. And then, so you guys notice that I'm dipping my elbow down on purpose, you know. I know a lot of people that will keep their elbows completely straight. It's just not how I like doing the movement. It doesn't feel the best to me doing it that way. So this is what I result to. And it's one of my favorite workouts. I don't know why there was just a little cut there. I'm still not the best at editing, guys. You know, give me a break. I'm pretty trash at editing, I would say. But we're getting through it. And I usually stay on the same side of the bench. I just wanted to give you guys several angles. Just because if you're trying to take technique from my videos or learn something from the videos, I want to show you guys really what I'm doing. And this is going to be the last couple sets. I really do 3 sets here, but I mean, kind of 2. The third set was probably too heavy for finishing the workout. Right here, we're doing a little bit more than half the stack, and then we'll go to 3/4 of a stack, and then the full stack. I know there's a lot of people that like to, you know, go extremely heavy on presses, and you know, that's fine. And I did that for a long time. But I also did a tricep workout that was literally just 10 minutes of tricep pushdowns, what I'm doing right here, just slow controlled reps with half the stack. And oh my God, great pump, very sore the next day, felt great. And half the stack is pretty light for me. And I was just doing as many reps as I could. So there's, you know, multiple ways to do it. This is the set that I was saying was too heavy. I think I do 4 reps here and then call it. Probably shouldn't have been going so heavy at the end of my workout, but you know, you live and you learn.
Okay, what's going on, guys? Just finished the workout. Shoulders and triceps are done. Didn't do too much for them, but still a good workout. Did a 45-minute sauna session afterwards. And the one thing that's nice about getting in the sauna come like fall and winter is that you don't sweat for an hour to 2 hours after. Like when it's the summertime and you hop out of the sauna, I swear to God, I sweat for like another hour and a half. But come fall and winter, it's way easier to be consistent in the sauna just because after you get out, it's cold and, you know, it's nice, right? But so yeah, we did sauna session, did shoulders, triceps. That's about it. We're gonna go home, make some Kodiak cakes, probably have a protein shake, and maybe 2 chicken breasts, something like that. Yeah, that was the workout. I'm gonna go home, actually I'm not gonna do a voiceover for this. I'll probably wait for tomorrow to do that. Upload the chest video tonight, have this up by tomorrow, Friday, and then record another workout for you guys. You know, nothing complicated about the workout. Probably my favorite part was doing the upright rows. Got the best pump doing them. Yeah, that's that. We're gonna go home, eat some food, and we'll wake up tomorrow and do the same thing over again, right? Go to work, get off, and hit another workout, post another video. getting better at it. But yeah, hopefully I can just get, I think the most difficult part is probably posting the video. I feel like there's always something that goes wrong. But yeah, that was the workout. Peace.